welcome to the Green Hour on WURD at 96.1 FM and also 900 AM on the weekend, sponsored by Celia. I'm your host, Dr. Paul Hopkins. We're here every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. You can also find us online at www.wurdradio.com and in the community. My co-host and health advocate, Bill Morgan. Yeah, there, Bill.
Yo, got it, buddy, right here.
All right, and each week we bring clarity to the conversation about health and environment. We encourage clean living from the inside out. A centerpiece of this is maintaining a healthy lifestyle and getting informed about the connection between good health and what is happening in the world around you. It includes what you consume, what you wear, what products you use on your body, how you clean your home, what you drive, what you purchase, and the decisions you make every day. We focus on the environment as is a key part of our social integrity. On the Green Hour, we will focus on how the people and the planet are one. Without further ado, welcome, family.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
All right. Mike Moore in the house. Mike Moore is next door. All right, and Bill 1L Morgan. How you doing there, Bill?
Yo, man, ain't got no snow today. Shut up.
Hey, man, you better be quiet, man. Last time you talked about
snow.
Mike,
he told me, don't you say that no more.
Yeah, last time you talked about snow, it actually happened, man. I don't know.
You remember Bill said that.
Yeah,
as soon as Bill said,
I
he
said,
said, I'm going to get my boots and the snowblower, and it was a beautiful day outside. Yep. I said, why are you going to talk about that? Yep. And showed up 2 days later, it snowed. I said, Bill, don't you say a word. Don't you say a word.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. Actually, it's not bad, but, just speaking to you a little bit ago and saying you were telling me how it's raining and stuff over there. Well, guess what, dude? Yeah. I mean, it's cloudy, and we had just a little bit of a drizzle this moment. That's it. So,
yeah.
But hey, you got to move to Jersey, man. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about Jersey, man. I don't know. Hey, family, I want to say to everyone, Happy New Year to you. This is the year on the Green Hour if you're tuning in for the very first time, and we are dealing with all that is all healthy and good alternatives for you and your lifestyle and things about you. So we got a good show today. We want to start off the show this year talking about, here we are back in this pandemic, Bill, what's going on in the news. I want to first start off by talking about some of the things about COVID right now. Give us those numbers, before, and then eventually we're going to open up the lines for folks to call in. But we got two special guests today, but I want you to open up first and start telling us about the numbers for COVID right now. Where are we right now?
Guys, updated 36 minutes ago, the total confirmed cases of COVID worldwide, 85,247,909. Can you believe that? Dude, it's flying, man. Yes, total critical, 105,874. Total deceased, 1,847,819. Total active, yo, man, it's kicking. Dr. P, 23,363,966. Hey, drum roll, Big Mike. Drum roll, Big Mike. Drum roll, Mike. 59,810,847 total recovered.
Total recovered, y'all. Y'all hear that?
Y'all. That's what's up.
That's the shout right there.
Yeah, now, see, that's where hey, Dr. Paul, that's where the shout is, man. Yes. We don't hear about stuff like that.
You have to keep it in mind that, with all that's going on, and yes, we did in the United States, we just covered, and we just crossed over the 350,000 mark for deaths here in the United States. But overall, we want to also focus on the solutions that there are people that are getting well from this thing. And, there's more things going on also, B. There's another strain coming through in over Europe. It's coming through. And now here in the United States, you have an article. It's actually 6 places in the United States now.
Yes, sir.
Colorado, Florida, and 4 places in California. Is that correct?
Right. That's what I understand. The article sort of headlines like this, Dr. P. says more cases of new COVID variant found in the U.S., threatening to worsen nation's outbreak. Now, check this out, guys. 3 states across the U.S. have now identified cases of new coronavirus strain in people with no travel history. Now, check that. We've been kind of put all this stuff on people going from one place to the other. A sign that variants could already be spreading unknowingly among Americans. Now, check this out, guys. Florida health officials on Thursday announced that they found the state's first case of COVID-19 with a new, more infectious. This is more infectious now, even than the original, right? Variant. The man who lives in the country just north of West Palm Beach is in his 20s with no history of traveling. The Florida Department of Health said, and listen, this guy is among the first handful of people to be diagnosed with new variant known as B117, first identified in the United Kingdom. Florida has now identified at least 4 cases of the new strain in San Diego, among county, that is in San Diego County, among men with no reported travel history. Now, these cases also have come only days after Colorado health officials detected the first couple of cases in people who hadn't traveled. Okay, so what we're doing here, we've got a thing here that's kind of getting kind of crazy right now. You know. Let me see. Let me go a little further down here. Governor Newsom on Wednesday, after he announced that the health officials had found this first case, says we're likely to be seeing reports from other states. Now, the U.S. health officials have said that variants travel in nations isn't a surprise, though it could make matters worse if it's allowed to spread unchecked. While evidence indicates the new strains transmit more quickly and more easily and quickly compared to with the other previous strains, it's not thought to cause more severe disease in people who are infected, and current vaccines should still work against this particular one. So, you know, it's kind of caught up in the air.
It's a lot to digest there. You know,
that's exactly right.
One thing that I don't know if you got to it yet, but there's actually something else in that article, and you don't have to go any further with the article.
No problem.
But there is a point in there that they said that it's affected those that were under the age of 20 years old.
Yes.
You know, and from under the age of 20, now they're looking at it from a different perspective. That maybe we have to look at this and now say, well, wait a minute, these individuals that have been contracted this had no travel history at all. So how is this happening? Where is it coming from? A lot of questions we still have out there. That's why, family, we always talk here on the Green Hour, talking about the solutions. Your greatest support for what's going on is your immune system. It's the greatest thing that you have, that you just have to turn on. That's why we want to talk about the, feeding the body. Let the body correct itself. We don't do anything, B. We don't do anything. We want to feed the body, and the body corrects itself 11 times faster than you get sick. That's why we're always talking about exercise. We're talking about eating right, eating the right food, staying off of the certain types of food. This is not the time to have a wonton attitude when it comes to food eating. Don't get it, y'all. Don't get caught up. I believe and understand that a lot of people who are in those chronic conditions have whether it's high blood pressure, diabetes, if it's breathing problems like COPD, issues with bone, joint, ligament problems, anything that you're on medication for. In most cases, when we back it up, it's back to your food choices. You got to watch it. Watch those GMOs, family. You need a guide? Go to my website, drpaulherbs.com. Definitely download all the food charts and things that we talk about. The circadian rhythms. Get yourself in those rhythms. And most importantly, get your water right, because your water is the most important thing. You got to make sure that you're flushing properly. Stay off of the refined foods, refined sugars, refined salts, refined oil. This is a perfect time for transformation. The first of the year, we're at the 3rd day? This is the time for you to get it together, family. If there's ever any time, don't get one time with your eating schedules and out of balance and things like that. You know what they said, Bill? They said that if you go through this whole pandemic and you have not, if you failed and you've never changed anything since then, or if you got worse, it wasn't because of time, it was because of discipline. How about that?
Man.
That means you lack discipline. We got to get that discipline.
We talk about that a lot, about that the whole discipline thing, man. Folks don't understand how important that is. Having a mindset. Listen, let me say this, and please kind of take this kindly. We sometimes in the community, we always talk about how things happen to us from the man. Well, can I straighten this out? The man is between your ears, Dr. P.
Man in the mirror.
The man in the mirror. You look at it, and whatever comes from your face is what you are prognosticating back for yourself.
Yes, life
so we have
begets
to understand
life.
that the mind being the battlefield. We talked about that before.
That's right. So life begets life. So I want to go into, because, Bill, this is the week at most people are starting. There's been a lot of political things going on also. We're about to have a change in the guards. Finally, we got a major change, and everybody's just like, can't wait. But I want to say also, this is a time when a lot of people are struggling right now. And when they're struggling, we got the checks out. I think we didn't get the $2,000 per family per person, but they did get the 600. So people are getting some relief right now. So I want to go into now bringing in our first guest, because we want to find out what's going on in the community, in the areas that, sort of like a ear to the floor of what's happening in our city here in Philadelphia, but also around different parts of how are the people adjusting to all of this. So I want to bring in our friend to the Green Hour. And this is my friend. I've always stay on him about eating, so he's gonna get onto it. But this is our friend, and not the first time, but he always checks in with us. Brian Jenkins of Chosen 300 Ministries.
All right.
And let's give him a hand. Welcome to the Green Hour.
That's what's up.
Right, we got some hand clasp on.
There he is.
Brian, you there?
Hey, I'm here, brother. And come on.
You sound real far away.
I know you're the herb doctor, but I tell you, nothing heals more better than a Philadelphia cheesesteak from Overbrook Pizza.
I knew that was coming.
See, you had to go there, right?
So, Brian, you're always a friend of the Green Hour, and I always ask you to come on and just to check in with us, let us know what's going on in the with the people and the community and the people that you serve. So, for those who don't know who you are and what the ministry that you have, please tell us for the first time everything about you. Go ahead.
Well, absolutely. So, Chosen 300 is well known throughout the Philadelphia region. We distribute about 150,000 meals a year to the homeless and to less fortunate. We have 3 indoor regional locations in Center City, West Philadelphia, and Pottstown. But this year we even launched 2 drive-through distributions in addition to one being in West Philadelphia. We also added Ambler in Reading, where we're giving out bulk food. And so this year we're not only providing meals, we're doing the bulk food, but we also do barber days, we have health clinics, we have expungement services, and a lot of our programs have extended to virtual now, but we're still providing the service, making sure that people receive the help that they need, but we're also doing the food as well. But we also operate in 24 locations around the world in 9 different countries across 4 different continents and the Caribbean islands. So we're excited about what God has allowed us to do to be able to impact people here and around the world.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Brian, you've been doing this a long time, bro. And I think the first time you and I we met was actually through the ministry of church and through church at Enon. You were actually, we had a day of down on the Parkway, and many know you from being at that time serving people right on the Parkway.
Yeah,
and you went through a lot with the city and just trying to keep that thing going. So from a long time how the view of the people is on the streets. So what's happening with all this pandemic? What are some of the things that we in the public on this side don't see the very things that you're experiencing right now? What are some of those things?
Well, one thing you just brought up is that, we were the ones that were being attacked by the city, by the health department, by any department they could trust, the parks department, trying to find ways for us to not serve on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. It is amazing how the tides have turned.
Yes,
and so now
yes,
the
it is.
city is now coming to us because we have the answer and because there is no indoor dining. There is not only just for those who want to go out to a fine restaurant and enjoy a night out on the town, but for those that are homeless and less fortunate, there is no place for them to dine in right now in order for them to be able to stay safe. So we've transitioned all of our services to take-out model where they can come and pick up the food at one of our centers. The volunteers pack the food inside. But then also Sunday morning, our Sunday morning worship, we're outside on the municipal services platform or in Love Park. We set up tent sound systems, and we have service right out there. We've shortened it for the wintertime, but we're serving meals right out there in the park or at the platform. So we're continuing to help people. But But the challenges that we're seeing now is that the amount of people that we're serving and the demographic is shifting, where not only are we serving those that are homeless and less fortunate, we're seeing people drive up in our food lines that have Mercedes-Benz, Cadillacs. You know, I saw a Porsche last week, and and the reality is that people had a job before the pandemic. They were doing all right, but they never had to experience waiting in line for a box of food so that they can just get by, so things get a little better.
It's amazing, and I know that's why I wanted to bring you on today, because we're seeing so many things on the media. Sometimes the media doesn't really grab the real essence of what's happening with the people. And like you said, people with Mercedes are coming up. People who would normally not be in that line are now coming through. But it just goes to the point that, ministry is ministry, no matter what people are going through. We're all going through something with this pandemic. So, Brian, I just saw in the news, man. I saw you jumping in the water, man. What's going on? You were taking a polar bear plunge, man. You do this every year, don't you?
Dude, it's been 11 years since this church, Franconia Mennonite Church, started this. And they started just as simply as a youth project, but then it kind of blew up. And so for the last 6 years, I've been jumping into this creek in freezing cold water on New Year's Day, and we do it every year. And this year we even added a virtual bucket challenge because of COVID. Some people were a little cautious about coming out. So all during the month of January, Paul, we can still do an ice bucket challenge with you. And so we've encouraged you and all your guests that you can actually do an ice bucket
now, wait a minute, Brian, this is Bill here now. Wait a minute, you better stop. See, because brothers don't be getting in no cold water with no ice. Boy, what you talking about?
And Brian jumped in real fast. I saw the picture. He came in, and he came straight
my
out.
shorts.
Let me tell you something. I did a Richard Pryor in that water, man. I was out. I did my submersion. I was gone.
He was gone. Really,
nah, that's what I'm talking about. That's my boy.
Brian, what comes to my mind is hypothermia. That's what comes to my mind.
But you got
man. And Brian has blessed me. And Brian, he's blessed me the opportunity to serve on your board of directors, man, for Chosen 300, man. And I think it's a great honor, man. And, that's why I always want to spotlight what you're doing. And you've been doing it for so long, man. And you've been such a commitment to the city of Philadelphia and to so many churches that are involved. Tell us how many churches you're involved with and the concept of where Chosen 300 comes from. That's a great story.
Yeah, so Chosen 300 comes from Judges 6 and 7, where Gideon chose 300 men to fight against the Midianites, and it's about doing the impossible war against hunger. But the ministry really started from a prayer meeting in 1995, Zion Baptist Church of Ardmore, and we got 300 people to gather together for prayer of different races and different denominations. And the whole theme behind the ministry is uniting the body of Christ to reach the world. And so now we have over 119 churches that are part of our network. Each church comes down once a month or once every other month. They provide the meal and do the worship service. And sorry about that. Somebody's downstairs cooking something.
Okay. Man. That means something's cooking.
And so I'm going to actually run outside the building. That's happening.
Oh, my.
It's
well,
funny when
I'll tell you, no better time than the present to make sure that nothing's cooking.
We're actually cooking food in the middle of the broadcast. So,
that's all right. Anyway, well, that shows progress right there. But Brian, I just want to let you go now, but I wanted people to hear you and to hear the many things that you're doing. And also tell us how to get a hold of you. If people want to find out more about Chosen 300, or maybe you can be a blessing to their lives and to their families. Maybe they have a pickup center where we're doing distribution in some of the areas of Philadelphia. How can they get a hold of you?
They can actually go onto our website at chosen300.org. or they can call 215-243-0300. They can also give via Cash App $Chosen 300. And this year has been a challenge, so we ask that people continue to give and support the work as we continue to help people here and around the world.
All right. So that's, again, that's Chosen. That's www.chosen300. That's 300.org. And the number again was 215-243-0300. Brian Jenkins, I tell you, it's a pleasure, man. Always good to hear you, and thank you for checking in with us. And as always, man, watch them cheesesteaks and them tasty cakes, man.
I got my burdock fruit upstairs. All right, man.
Hey, Brian, I'll come join the polar bear with you back in the year 2099. Shut up.
Let's get Brian ahead.
All right, man. Great to have you, Brian.
Try to check in with you at least once a month, okay? How's that sound?
All right, no problem, man. God bless you. Thank you so much for your support.
Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, Big B, that's great news, man. You know, it just shows that we're still doing, you know, it's interesting how some people were already in place. When this pandemic hit, you know, it's almost like, you know, God had a way of setting people already in position.
I know,
Brian,
that's right. Yes.
Long time. You know, I've known Brian for a long time, good friend of mine, and we've bounced off of each other with ideas and things, and definitely it's a great honor to be a part of the Chosen 300 family. And definitely, family, if you're listening for the very first time and you want to be a part of the Chosen 300 ministry, to know what they're doing, and you want to sow into that ministry, you know, go to the www.chosen300, and that's chosen, CHOSEN, 300.org, and you can participate with that. If you want to call directly, call 215-243, and that's 0300. All right, and hey, Bill, that's the way we keep it going, man. We got to keep
it rolling, man.
And you know what? Also, you know, going into the first of the year, I wanted to bring Brian on, but I also wanted to get another view of the street also with our other Philly on the street, Philly Green Man, Mikey.
Look out, my buddy. Yes,
Is Mike more yet? I'm trying to see. My phone won't log in till. Oh, okay. All right. So we got to take a quick break. That's what Mike's telling me right now. We got to take a quick break. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan. This is the Green Hour, and we'll be right back.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Road jumping in water.
Got it. Pawlik Herbs and Vitamin Center, 5925 North Broad Street, open Monday through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This week's special, 20% off North American herbs, 8 ounces and 12 ounces, black seed oil. Also, mineral-rich liquid vitamins. And lastly, North American Purely C. And also, you guess what? Bill, we got to carry your Dr. Paul's green drink along with the Cooling Blends and the Eliminator, all yours. 20% off at Pawlik Herbs and Vitamin Center. 215-549-4372. 215-549-4372.
Wayne Avenue Health Food, located at 5007 Wayne Avenue, has been in business for 29 years. Wayne Avenue Health Food is a one-stop shop for all of your quality vitamins, herbs, and information with exceptional, friendly, experienced service. Wayne Avenue Health Food is open 7 days a week and delivers in the Philadelphia area and ships all over the country. For more information, call 267-338-6488.
You're listening to The Green Hour, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Black Talk Media.
Yeah.
And we're back. This is Dr. Paul Hopkins, and I'm with Bill 1L Morgan. This is The Green Hour. Yes, and B, let me tell you, man, you know, this is a new year, man, new things. You know,
that's right.
We talked about last year being the year 2020 of vision. You remember we said that we started off the year saying that, you know, you're going to see things as they are. And that this year, 2021, is the now what are you going to do about it? Are you going to start to live a better life? Are you going to start to now move forward in your dreams? What is your inspiration to do something? Some people say, hey, you know what? This time start your business right now. That business you always wanted to be. You know, also people say, well, I wanted to learn to play an instrument. or I want to speak a language. Hey, family, this is the time. This is the time to move it forward. You know, there was this thing called the Great Conjunction that went on, and that thing happens every 800 years. But when that aligns like that, they say, make your wishes known. And that move forward in the spirit and say, hey, it's time for me to do something.
Yes, sir.
Speak it into existence.
Yes.
And as it is, write it down. I always tell folks to write your dreams down. Write whatever you want to be, man.
Yes, sir.
And that's what you'll start to see. Things start to manifest. So we're going to look at that as 2021. You know, with the pandemic, it's easy to get caught up with the news and the fear mongering, but don't fear. You know, I always tell my son, you know, there's an old expression that says, scared man can't win. So that's right. We got to move forward in the spirit, all right? But now, B, I got somebody else on the line. This is our boy. This is our buddy. He chimes in all the time, and I hope Mike got him on the line. This is Obona Hagen. This is Billy Green Man. Billy Green Man. Is he there?
What's up? That's what's up.
Dr. Paul.
Billy Green Man, how you doing? Obona Hagen. Always the man on the street with the ear on the floor. What's going on, man?
Man, I love the way you introduced me, man. And Bill, no Billy Green Man, too, right?
Yes.
Man, listen, the one thing that I just really want to remind people is that the scripture says something to the effect that as a man thinketh, so is he. And a lot of people today are thinking sickness and thinking disease and thinking corona. They have it all on their mind. They have death and destruction on their mind. And I venture to say that if you continue to have those types of negative thoughts, you're going to actually bring those negative thoughts to you. And
That's
I
right.
noticed the way my man Bill came on today talking about the mind and what's in between, you know, your ears. And like, I know you remember Reverend Ike.
Yeah,
Reverend Ike
I do.
Everybody remember Reverend Ike. Yes.
He takes man out and puts mind. So as a mind thinks, so is he.
Yes.
You know, and I would have to just agree with that. So we have to change our mindset. We can create whatever it is that we want to create.
Amen.
The refrigerator was
that's right.
an imagination. It was something that was a fantasy in somebody's mind, but they manifested it. And every human being has the ability to manifest, but you have to first use your mind. And you have a positive side of yourself, and you have a negative side of yourself. That positive side of yourself is God. But most of the time, we don't listen to God. We listen to our negative self. So we all have choices. And even myself, Dr. Paul, you talking about, you know, making sure that you eat right. I got bursitis. You know, and immediately, what did I do? I just stopped all the negative stuff that I already know is bad. Coffee. You know, I used to drink coffee every day, 3 cups a day, and with sugar. And, you know, you always think that you can always fight something off, but the best way to fight something off is just to do the right thing all the time.
That's right. It's your immune system, man. That's what we talk about all the time, you know, building an immune system. So last time we were talking to you, you know, Obona, we talked about how you were seeing on the street people were throwing away food. Now, that looks almost crazy right now. Are you still seeing this?
Every single block in the city, you'll see fresh fruits and vegetables in the trash. I have photographs of it.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Part of the problem, like I said last show, is that many people don't know how to prepare food. They don't know how to prepare live food. They don't. All they know is to go to the store and buy, you know, pancakes in the box and waffles in the box, and this in the box, and that in the box. But they're not used to actually preparing food, actual food that grows out of the ground. So I would definitely say that, particularly during this time, and I talk to my family about this all the time, you know, we got to change the way we eat. The scripture says something.
I know that's
and these are all the scriptures. I generally go from the Bible because that's what most people, you know, relate to. But the Bible says something to the effect, oh, man, what was I saying? I just lost the thought.
No, you were saying that you go to the Bible because it represents, how to eat right and to do the things that are staying in right principle. That's correct. Yes.
Oh, right. So in order to do the right thing, the scripture says, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind."
Mind, yes.
Right.
So
right.
People,
it's your reasonable service.
Everybody has a mind, and we all have the mind of God. We don't choose the mind of God all the time, but we have a choice, and we should choose right all the time. And I would venture to say, like I hear people talking about poverty all the time. People are impoverished because they always thinking about being impoverished.
Well,
they're not doing the things that they can do to become rich. And we know how certain rich people are, but there's nothing wrong with being rich. If you're rich, that means you can help people. You have the wherewithal to help people. Jesus said in the Bible, save yourself first.
Yeah.
So if you save yourself and make sure that you are in the tip-top shape, and you make sure that you are doing what you need to do to make the money that's already within you. The person that created the refrigerator, they got paid. So every human being has that ability, and we don't realize. And
so now, Obona, I want you to tell people what you're actually doing as far as you remember you have a serious humanitarian project that you're working on. I want you to tell folks what you're doing and how they can get a hold of you, okay? Because we want to show, because you remember you were the one that people were dropping off their shoes to, man, left and right. Are you still picking up shoes and having that mission that you're doing?
Yeah, I am, but not as fervently as I was before because of the pandemic. So I'm really depending on people to donate and call for me to pick up the shoes, And if anybody would like to do that, if you have, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to say if you have, because I already know that everybody out here listening has old shoes and sneakers in good condition that they're never going to wear again.
Right.
And those shoes and sneakers are desperately needed in the so-called third world countries that I send them to, such as Sierra Leone, Liberia, Haiti, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have those things, unwanted shoes and sneakers, you can give me a call at 480-540-5430. Again, that number is 484-540-5430. And you can help somebody with the stuff that you don't want.
Yes, absolutely. So again, family, if you're listening, this is Obona Hagen on the line, and he has a ministry where he goes all over, the world, and specifically he takes shoes, and you're taking these shoes, and you're actually helping it to distribute in places like Africa. Is that correct?
That's right. About 7 different countries in West Africa, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic.
Excellent. So, Obona, we want to thank you for chiming in, man. We always want to just hear what your word is on the street, man. And if you want to get a hold of Obona, that's 484-540-5430. And guess what? He said he'll come and pick the shoes up. Man, that's door to door right there.
Now, wait, we got to make sure. Is that 215 or 267? We got to make sure.
No, that's 484.
So, in other words, it's the 215. Then 215 area code, right?
No. 484.
Oh, okay.
540-5430. Is that correct, Obona?
540.
Yes, that's the number.
Yeah, that's the area code is 484-540-5430. All right? All right, let's give Obona Hagen a hand.
Thank you.
Give him a green.
That's what's up.
Thank you, my brother. We thank you for chiming in.
All right, now.
Have a safe one.
Take care, and we're going to chime in again next month, okay? All right. Bill, I want you to, we always talk about, moving forward. We always love the fact that I need to hear the word of what's happening on the street. But also with this pandemic, people are saying, what do I do? How do I regroup? What do I have to do? Family, I want to say to you, and we can open up the lines right now if we want to. We want to really start to tune into focus. You know, transformation does happen from the renewing of your mind. That means you got to think outside the box. If you're still doing the same thing that you've been doing, guess what?
A different result. It ain't working.
Look for a different result. That's called insanity. Yeah.
I know, that's right.
What we want to do, we want to make sure that we're not doing that. Okay. So what we want to do, we want to continuously stay on point, stay focused. I want to talk about some of those herbs and things that you can do. You know, some people start thinking that it's too hard to get into these things, but you can do something as simple as taking one tea and just keeping it in the system. I have on my website a list of what we call Dr. Paul's Ultimate Herb List. And this is a list of just all the things that I said, hey, you know, go down that list, pick one, just one, one, and start working with it. And from that list, we have all of the different herbs and things that you can have and that you probably want to look at. And you can just take it and steep it as a tea. Usually herbs come in leaves, right? They come in leaves. They come in flowers. They come in stems. They come in roots. And they also come in different forms, like in liquid tinctures. So whatever the case, you can just put this in some hot water, steep for 3 to 5 minutes, and you got it. How about that, B? You got it right into the system. There's no quicker way for nutrients to get into the body. It just goes directly into it. That's why Grandma and them said, hey, man, go outside, go down by that tree, and go around to the side and pull up those herbs, and I want you to bring it back here. And then you bring it back, steep 3 to 5 minutes, and guess what? You got it. The quickest transference of energy from one point to the other comes when you steep, goes right into your bloodstream. How about that? So now when you absorb that, you had to use no energy to get energy. That's where we want. That's why you can recover from things like teas. When people are sick, you can take the tea and it regenerates you so fast because I had to use no energy to get energy. Got it?
Right.
So I want to hear from the family today. Tell us some of the things that you're doing. Are you doing something that 2020 taught you? Or you may have heard something on the Green Hour and said, you know what? I started doing it, and guess what? Stuff started turning around.
Started
working, man. I get that inflammation. You heard Mona say he had a shoulder issue, and he says, you know what? I got to stop messing with this sugar. This sugar is getting me. So he started taking some turmeric. He told me, he said, I just started taking the turmeric, man, and guess what? It went away, and within a day or two, it was gone. What does it mean? Yes, the food is toxic. You know, we have in the United States a lot of issues with, you know, this GMO factor, all the things with the, you know, genetically modified organisms, things that are going on, that's lowering your immune system. We're in a time where we need to be building on the immune system. So that's why we have to focus on the solution. So give them the number they can call in. So if they want to call in, after that, I'm going to go into a couple of things on some of these herbs. All right.
You got it, guys. Of course, always, the reach is right here at WRD. You can reach us. If you're local and a 215 area code, the number is 215-634-8065. Again, locally, 215-634-8065. If you're out of our calling area, you pick up that phone and call us at 1-866-361-0900. Again, that's 1-866-361-0900. Black Talk Media, 96.1 FM, 900 AM, WRD Radio. Black Talk.
We're going to we're going to come back with those questions, and hopefully we'll go right into some of the callers right after this message. This is the WRD, 900 AM, 96.1 FM, 900. Yo, y'all, let's get busy. New year, 2021.
Bring it on.
We'll be right back.
WURD Radio presents the following wellness tip to support our listeners with mindfulness and motivation as we continue to navigate the pandemic together.
Hi, this is Halana, your resident health and wellness coach with tips to help you stay well. We breathe every day and have been doing so since before we were born. But wait, let's think about this for a moment. Something as simple as breathing can enhance our health and well-being. When we breathe mindfully, we slow down, take deep breaths, and activate our parasympathetic system to relax our bodies. Mindful breathing goes like this. Number 1, find a comfortable place to sit still for a few minutes. Number 2, close your eyes and relax your hands on your thighs. Number 3, Take a deep breath in and count to 3. Then exhale your breath and count to 3. Do this 5 times. We sometimes think mindful breathing has to be an intense experience, yet even just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Go ahead and try it today. Stay well with WURD. Happy living.
Stay well with WURD. Connect with us at wordradio.com. You're listening to The Green Hour exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Black Talk Media.
And we're back. This is Dr. Paul, and this is Bill 1L Morgan with me today. And this is The Green Hour, and we are going in today talking about, the first show of the year, 2021, new beginnings, transformation. Whatever it is, family, you got to be excited. 2020 took a lot out of us. It took a lot out of us, and it's also something that we don't want to repeat. We've lost some incredible people in 2020, man.
Yes,
I can think about so many people that, that we've lost, and, this is a learning time that we're in right now. We have to start to build this thing back up, build the immune system, be more attentive of what you're eating, family. What's going on? Is there something in your food? You got to make sure that you're paying attention, family. And this is what I'm saying, that so many people, if you see those that are infected the most and have the biggest chronic conditions are the ones that are more susceptible to the COVID-19. Numbers are rising. We just crossed the 350,000, deceased in the United States, man. A lot of this has to do with, believe it, Bill, it's a lot to do with the food too, man. I'd still say yes, we have to, make sure we're guarded up with the mask, social distancing, wash your hands, but at the same time, you got to watch what you're eating, man. You got to. So I want to go over that list. I talk about so many times different herbs and things, and I have a list that I want to go down, and I talked a little bit about it yesterday on my show, but I wanted to go down in more detail of those herbs that you can get right on my website. It's drpaulherbs.com. That's HERBS as in Sam.com. And you can actually go through all of those different ones. And then what we're going to do is just go in and just talk about the herbs, y'all. You can use one of those and just take it on a level where you're just getting it into the system. And guess what, Bill? You start to see improvements. But you got to watch out for the triggers also. The triggers are those things that are refined sugar, refined salts, refined oils. These are the things that are dead. They're already dead, B. They're already dead. So what are you taking, putting dead stuff in your body? You're not, and you're expecting life. No wonder you're so tired all the time, right?
You know what, Dr. Paul, let me say this. You know what? It even happens to us sometimes. Guys, you got to be thinking all the time, because every once in a while something will happen to you. Your brain goes into lock, and you start reaching for anything to satisfy that moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when that happens, we all do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Hear me? We all do it.
Yeah, so it's not like, so we all go through it, but we have to get out of that ritual and ceremony. We got a call on the line. We got Rosalind on the line. Rosalind?
Yes, praise the Lord. Dr. Paul, how are you? Yes.
Oh, we are doing well, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm up to a gallon of water now every day. Diet change. It was kind of hard. Exercising 2-3 times a day or more. But that rheumatism arthritis, the inflammation now. But the diet, it was hard. No more bread, none of that cheese, bread, none of that. And by listening to the show, you understand that the whole WURD thing is bringing life to the whole world. There's so much to offer that our people don't even know. But my family is blessed.
Yes. You're breaking up a little bit, Rosalind, but I think we got the gist of what you were saying, that you're trying new things, and it sounds like you're getting some improvement. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're my new doctor, and all the other doctors, they mad at me. Psychiatrists.
They mad.
Mad. Yes, they are. I don't need you. I got the herbs in my closet. I had to go back to old-fashioned one. I've been cooking since I was 9 and a half, cutting up a chicken.
Oh, bless your heart.
Chicken is how
bless your heart. Chicken. Yes. Well, all you're doing is, Rosalind, this isn't This isn't, you know, this is God's system, not, you know, not mine, not Bill's, not anyone else's. We are just following the rules. We're not breaking the rules. We say stay in line with universal principles. That means there's certain things that your body says, I know what that is. I don't know what that is. And if I don't know what it is, it has to go. It's the enemy to the body. So I'm trying to get it out. And that's why the body always tries to correct itself. It's always in the process of moving forward.
This? A lot of my younger generation underneath nieces and nephews, children I help raise, all of them are obesity. But none of them don't eat meat no more. So I told them it got to be the bread. That's all I can know, the bread. And they just big, big, big. And I'm like, you know, y'all wasn't obesity when I was raising you. Even though I was big for my age coming up, I wasn't obesity. I was built. I was a workout. So it was the difference of the food. So now I'm trying to, well, a lot of them getting farms and stuff now, too. The youngest generation got it going on. At least mine. So it's playing a factor in the belly fat. The belly fat is the gut is what they got to get rid of. Not just the obesity part. The belly fat, they're not getting rid of the waste. The diet has changed. No fried food, none of that. Vitamins, they doing all that. Exercise, they doing all that. But they still big as hell.
So Rosalind, you're spot on, and exactly. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate your call. And what we're doing is, so we're talking about really, you know, when you're talking about obesity, it starts with the gut, meaning that the gut has to be cleansed out. So many of the foods that have no energy are causing, you know, blockage in the villi. The villi that's actually in your gut, like little tentacles, are actually there to move the nutrients out of the food into you. But if you're actually eating these foods, it just like glue.
Yeah, man.
And now they'll come back and say you're malnutrition. You can't assimilate food. And next thing you know, you're hungry all the time. Next thing you know, you're eating like you're out of control. You're on the seafood diet again. You on the seafood diet. Seafood. Yep. And
I'm going to dive right into it.
All right, we got Miss Joe on the line. Miss Joe?
Yes, good afternoon to everyone there. Happy
Good
New
afternoon.
Year to everyone. I listen to you all the time on Saturday and Sunday. But I want to ask you a question. It's about my granddaughter. When it's that time of the month, she has cramps so bad, and the worst thing is her legs ache her so bad. Is there anything she can take?
Sure. Well, number one, you know, whenever there's cycles, how old is she, by the way?
25.
Yes. Yeah. So cycles, and what's her height and weight? Just by, do you know?
Lord, what is it, about one?
Just estimate. Yeah.
20 something.
Okay.
About 5'3".
Okay. So what we're talking about, number one, you got to check with dehydration. You know, whenever cycles and rhythms, you know, number one, it's got to be water. Okay. And the water has to be spot on, though. It can't just be any water. It has to be the right water, and then that there are right amounts of water. So half the body weight in ounces. So whatever her weight, split it in half. That's exactly what you would use. Okay, so that's half the body weight in ounces. If she can't drink that water, which is half her body weight, start where she is. She would start wherever she can. And then every week she would graduate 8 ounces until you get to your number. Got it? That's the way we do. Crawl, walk, run. So that's the number one, because a lot of issues that women are having with cycles and rhythms, even at young ages, have everything to do with dehydration, number one. Got it? Number two, you got to start the detox. And it starts with the detoxing, and this is where I would say she would need to come in for an assessment. We do a one-on-one assessment. We look in the system to see what's going on. But we tend to see a lot of issues with the liver. Okay, the liver. Liver is that, we call that organ that cleanses everything. That's also the blood. That's also, you know, every organ blood flows through every organ every 20 minutes. So what you're trying to do is to cleanse the system, clean the blood, and you clean the body. That's what also sends off the signals, deals with the hormones, deals with the, you know, we call the organ of the emotions is the liver. So that's connected to the brain. So that's why we got to start to get those rhythms together. Circadian rhythms is what we talk about on the holistic side. So that's where she would start. I would help her, though, with the eating habits. I'm going to come to her rescue, though. I'm going to come to her rescue that there's a lot of women going through these very similar situations. And you may not have considered the fact that you may have a sensitivity to GMOs. You know what the GMOs, genetically modified organisms. 65 to 95,000 products in your store right now in your supermarket have GMOs, and nobody wants to talk about it. So where is this going on? We got to start to look at the food. Make sure you're not getting a sensitivity to GMOs. Got it? Because that will cause congestion in the liver also. But ultimately, I would say, Miss Joe, just have her come in for an assessment and we'll do a workup, okay?
What's your number, and would red raspberry tea help with the cramps?
What was that?
Would red raspberry tea help with her cramps?
That would also help, but remember, you have to do more than just one herb. It's a holistic approach, right? It's a holistic approach, so you got to do more than just one thing, got it? So you got to do multiple things, got it? So my number is 1-877-377-2854. I'm going to give it out one more time, but we got to get ready to go. But I'm going to give it out one more time before we leave because we're running out of time, okay? So thank you, Miss Joe. We appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Mike Moore is giving me, Bill, 4 minutes.
No,
Yes, he just said 4 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
Mike, you there? Mike be dodging in. He's doing many things behind there. He's behind the wheel. Mike is texting me left and right stuff, and I'm like trying to stay with it, Mike.
It's a tough game.
Mike said you got to go.
You got to go, Mike. All right, Mike. Hey, family, we got a time out. You know, I want to thank Brian Jenkins from Chosen 300 Ministries, and also Bona Hagen for chiming in today, giving us an insight on what's going on. B, that's amazing, man. People are having issues all around, man. So, you know, we want to continue to support them, both of those ministries that they're doing, because they're doing great things on the ground and helping people in this time of need. So we're going to chime out, B, and I want to thank those that have been listening. You know, this is, you know, if you want to contact me directly, that's 1-877-377-2854. That's again 1-877-377-2854, or you can call me directly at 215-779-7355. That's again 215-779-7355. You can also see me on the website at www.drpaul herbs.com. This show will be online also, right, B? Facebook?
Yes, sir. Yes. Facebook all over the place.
Yes, Facebook,
YouTube. The Men's Gathering, Holistic Network, the whole 9 yards.
I mean, we have been having fun on the family tree every Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you want to be a part of this family, just go to my website, put your name and your email, and you will get a personal invitation for the next family tree. And we just been having, Bill, we've been having too much fun on that.
I know that's right, buddy. That's
too much fun. But definitely tune in, family. We want to bring you some great things moving forward in 2021. I want to thank our producers, Michael Ledbetter, Laura Lomax, our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax-Reese, and the entire Lomax family for providing us this platform for our people so that we can talk the way we talk, B.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Mike Moore, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. And Bill 1L Morgan, it's always a pleasure to be sitting with you, man. And I would say to the whole family, you know, continue to be inspired. Transformation happens by the renewing of your mind.
Yes, sir. Always, man. That's what's up. That's what's up.
And be encouraged. And remember, if you're breathing,
you got a shot. That's what's up. Have a good one.